Over the course of the semester, I have learned a lot about myself as a student. I've learned about my strengths and weaknesses, and over the course of these few months, I have seen a change in the way that I write and compose projects. One thing that I struggle a lot with in my writing is confidence. I would always second guess myself and my ideas, thinking that they would not be good enough. This was especially clear to me while I was writing my literacy narrative. It took me a very long time to come up with a main point for my paper and stick to it because I kept thinking my ideas did not fit correctly. I also think that my lack of confidence had a lot to do with my high school writing experience. In high school, the rubrics for any of the papers that I had to write were very straightforward. The instructions of the assignments basically told you what to write about in your papers. The literacy narrative assignment had its objectives, but the prompt itself was fairly open-ended. Since the instructions did not give me the answer like I was used to in high school, it was difficult for me to come up with a topic. I began to second-guess my work and lost confidence in my writing ability. After working through the project and reading the in-class texts, I soon realized that confidence is a large part of being a good writer. Believing in the work that you are composing makes what you are composing so much better, and that all ideas are the building blocks to a good paper. After completing the project and moving forward with the in-class readings, I realized that there are no bad ideas, and that every paper I write initially is going to be a draft, and it may be horrible, but that's okay. I held on to this idea when creating my multimodal project. Another aspect of my writing that has grown is inputting my voice more into my work, which I was able to do in my multimodal project. Since the requirements for the assignment were fairly open-ended, I had a lot of creative freedom within the project. I got to make a project about something that I was interested in, so it was easy for me to write, and there was no lack of confidence in my composition during this project like I would have previously had. Oftentimes in any writing or composing, an objective voice is supposed to be used. I found it very difficult when writing my literacy narrative to use the word I, which was a big mistake in high school writing. What I learned though is that writers cannot escape having their own voice influence the writing. Instead of shying away from the personality that could be put into the composition, one should embrace that. There are still ways to be objective and professional when using I in papers. I learned that taking the rules too seriously can hold one back as a writer, and it is better to move forward in writing than worry about the correctness of it. All in all, it is important to be able to take a step back from any rules or guidelines surrounding writing, and just write what you feel is correct. The in-class readings for this particular project also put into perspective the importance of delivery, and how the author's voice should shine through. I included a lot of my favorite spots to visit in my project, which was about my hometown area, which I knew that I could talk about with ease and excitement. Moving forward, it is going to be important for me, not just as a writer, but as a learner in general, to make sure that I can be confident in my work, and to not shy away from letting my voice show in whatever I may be composing, whether that be in English or any other class. Looking back on my first semester in college, I think that I have grown a lot as a student. Taking the time to step back and reflect about my experience in this class has allowed me to see just how much I have learned, and will continue to learn in these next 4 years. While writing has not always been a strong suit of mine, I think that what I have learned in this class will help me in the future with my other courses. Coming into college, I did not think that I was going to have to take an English course, and was a little upset that I had to initially, but I'm glad now that I took it. I have learned so much that I will be continuing to use the rest of my collegiate career, and my quality of work will only improve from here on out.